Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here and welcome back to another Destiny video and another episode of A View from the Tower, the series that I'm producing in partnership with Game and Activision to not only talk about some of the awesome stuff you can do in Rise of Iron, but also to try and help out those of you that are new Guardians, perhaps setting foot in the universe for the first time. Last week we took a look at various sources for gearing up in preparation for the raid, and this week we're taking a look at some of Destiny's vendors and more importantly, the top 5 weapons that are available to purchase. So if you guys do enjoy this video, then a like would be super appreciated, and comment down below and let me know if there are any other vendor weapons that you'd recommend outside of the ones I'm going to mention. Now, to begin with, before we dive into the top weapon recommendations, for those of you new to the world of Destiny, let's talk super quickly about some of the key people you're going to want to visit. Destiny now has 3 social spaces: the Tower, the Reef, and the Iron Temple. And you'll find a range of different characters scattered throughout those 3 spaces. Vendors for weapons and armor, shaders, emblems, outlandish class items, daily and weekly bounties, a means to decode engrams, a place to buy exotics, etc. And while we're not going to go over absolutely all of them in this video, here are some of the most noteworthy ones you will definitely want to visit. Located in the Tower are vendors for the Vanguard, Crucible, and the 3 main factions: New Monarchy, Dead Orbit, and Future War Cult. All of these vendors have their own gear for sale at various reputation levels, but if you want to buy what they have for sale, then you need to earn reputation first. Vanguard reputation comes from PvE activities such as strikes and patrol missions, meanwhile Crucible reputation comes from, well, the Crucible, Destiny's competitive arena. And as for the 3 factions, you can only earn reputation for 1 at a time, and you're going to need to pledge allegiance to them first. Once you've done that, you'll also earn reputation towards them, alongside your Vanguard or Crucible rep. Each time you rank up a faction, you're awarded a package, and these packages can contain either armor or weapons, and while the gear on sale at the vendors is 350 light, gear from packages can drop up to 385 light, depending on where you're currently at, so it's definitely worth your time. Now, another noteworthy vendor in the Tower is the Gunsmith. He too has his own reputation level, and you earn rep for him by taking his test weapons out into the field and putting them through their paces. On a weekly basis, you're able to place orders for certain weapons, and the following week, on a Wednesday, also known as Arms Day, he'll deliver said weapons. They might not be max light, but they can be infused to make them just as viable as any other weapon. Then, every Friday, Zur, Agent of the Nine, appears in one of these social spaces. He doesn't tell you where, so you'll need to go looking, but he brings with him exotic armor, weapons, and other miscellaneous items. He only stays for the weekend, so if you do want what he has for sale, then you're going to have to buy it there and then. But if you're just starting out in the world of Destiny, then Zur's weekly visits are usually something to look forward to. And besides that, if you're looking for a way to personalise your Guardian with things like emotes, sparrow horns, and lenses to add filters when you play, then there is of course Eververse. Purely fun, with no in-game advantages. This is the currency store, completely optional, but if you're the sort of person that likes to go that extra mile when it comes to personalising your Guardian, then there might be something there for you. Now, as mentioned, there are plenty more vendors out there, and if you're starting out, then it's worth your time to visit them all. Some of them provide you with missions and bounties on a weekly basis, and if you're out in the open world exploring, then it's of course worth your time to pick them up and complete them as you go. But now that we've had a quick tour, let's talk about some of the best weapons that are available to purchase from those Vanguard, Crucible, and faction vendors. In at number 5, you have the Bone Crusher, or the Bone Crucier heavy machine gun. This is on sale at the Vanguard vendor, and this is actually a great option for both PvP and PvE. It has very high range and offers the fastest optimal time to kill in PvP encounters. The stability is a little bit on the low side, as is the aim assist and magazine size, but if you're looking for a great heavy weapon to get started with, then you cannot go wrong here. Moving over to number 4, once again on sale at the Vanguard vendor, you have the Angel's Advocate, a scout rifle in the same archetype as the exotic Meter Multi-Tool, and with an interesting set of perks that have some pretty nice synergy. Outlaw provides an increase to reload speed on precision kills, and Reactive Reload grants a damage bonus after a reload, not to mention your choice between small bore and explosive rounds. As for number 3, right behind the Vanguard vendor is your Dead Orbit vendor, and he is selling a rather nice shotgun, Last Ditch 001. This falls in the same category as the Matador, which is a popular choice for the Crucible, and while this may not have the perfect set of skills, for a weapon that you can buy outright, it's pretty damn good. It comes with Rangefinder to increase the weapon's effective range, Hammer Forge to further improve range and accuracy, and a choice between quick draw or flared magwell depending on how you intend to use it. Also, an added bonus, it deals void damage, and given the new Siva threat in Rise of Iron, void shields are quite common, so this is a great way to deal with those fallen captains. Then in at number 2, a great sniper rifle on sale at the Crucible vendor, Event Horizon. This is a high impact sniper with a short gaze sight, small bore and hidden hand. It only holds 3 rounds, so you'll ultimately get more use out of it in the Crucible than you would in PvE, but if you're starting out, it'll do just fine wherever you take it. It's also capable of one-shotting Guardians in Super if you land a crit, so as I'm sure you can imagine, that can have its uses in the Crucible. Not to mention, it also deals solar damage, so for a week like this, where Solar Burn is active on the Strike playlist, then it will do some great work. And finally, in at number 1, a very popular weapon right now, the Palindrome. This is a hand cannon, and it's as close to perfect as you're going to get on a vendor weapon. It's the same archetype as the IS Luna, which is a weapon that people have been chasing for a very, very long time, even before Rise of Iron, so being able to grab this from a vendor is an instant win. It's got great range and an above average magazine, and throw on rifle barrel and rangefinder and you'll soon see why everyone is going crazy for this thing. And that, my friends, is pretty much it. Those are my top 5 vendor weapons that you can buy right now. So if you're looking for a better option in the Crucible, or you're just starting out and want something decent to get you started, then you can't go wrong here. Be sure to check out the channel for much more Rise of Iron coverage, and of course you guys can also find out more about Destiny on Games Hub, also linked down below. But for the time being, thank you for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.